Harmeet is with us on the phone line right now. Harmeet, how is this news being received in Punjab? Because we do hear that a lot of people are protesting. There were protests, in fact, happening and sloganeering happening right behind the SSP Mansa as he was speaking with the media.
Punjab indeed has lost an icon who disrupted the Punjabi hip-hop scene in less than 5 or 6 years. He was in 2016, he went to Canada there, and there he started his first album, and he never looked back, and his was a spectacular rise in terms of, he was often called the Tupac Shakur of the Punjabi pop, being a rapper of his own style, in the sense he would rap about aggression, he would rap about competitors even, he would rap about narcissism. And yes, he was in a way sometimes accused of promoting violence and gun culture. At the same time, his poetry and his videos were highly produced, and they were not of low standard, and he maintained that standard. And being an artist, he was pretty liberal with his words, but they were very crisp, they were very sharp, and of course the rap style, it changed the Punjab hip-hop scene forever. But he had a long way to go, but that long way to go was unfortunately cut short, and definitely Punjab is receiving this news pretty sadly, because it was something who was, whose songs would play in every celebration. No celebration would be complete without a Moosewala song playing out there.
Absolutely. No celebration, as you say, would be complete without a Moosewala song playing out there. My colleague Shiv also continues to be live with me at the moment. Shiv, clearly what the SSP Mansa in fact was saying is that there were at least a couple of vehicles that were in fact tailing, it appears, Sidhu Moosewala before they opened fire. The assailants who were travelling in these vehicles opened fire on Sidhu Moosewala, all in broad daylight, Shiv.
Poulomi, even the untrained eye can tell, pretty plainly. It's very reasonable to say at this point of time that this was an inter-gang rivalry that has resulted in the murder of Sidhu Moosewala. There is no question that, the gang element is clear and present in the style of the killing, in the atmosphere around which the killing has taken place. The fact that the killing has taken place, only hours after Sidhu Moosewala's security was withdrawn. The fact that Sidhu Moosewala has been linked in the past, to certain gangs in Punjab. The fact that he has faced threats from other gangs. The element that Arvind Ojha broke a short while ago about the Lawrence Bishnoi gang posing a threat to Sidhu Moosewala. All of these put together, plus the CCTV visuals, plus the suspicion that an AK47 rifle was used in this particular murder, plus the sense we're getting from the police as well that this was a gang attack that took place, is pretty plain to see. I don't think anyone requires any forensic expert of any kind to actually make that pronouncement. The big question now is, what was the triggering issue that necessitated the killing? Let's be very clear about one thing. Even in the world of gangs and gang rivalries, Poulomi, as we know, blood is an expensive business. Gangs would much rather not have to, kill each other if they can conduct their business in a peaceful manner and make money and basically, transact their business that way. If they had to kill someone, and that to someone of the stature, popularity and celebrity level as Sidhu Moosewala, then it has to have been, for a reason that is clearly not apparent at this point of time. Because by, going out on a limb, making themselves visible and taking a shot at someone as high profile, someone as luminous and well-known and globally regarded as Sidhu Moosewala, whichever gang this is that has taken this hit, and there are lots of claims coming out of, certain gangs like the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and their cells abroad taking credit for this murder, it would suggest that there is obviously more to it than meets the eye. Now, what are those layers? What are those specific details that we are not getting just yet? I'm guessing will only be part of an investigation. And each one of those details, when they come out, Poulomi, as you and I will both agree, will only add to the pressure on the Bhagwant Mann government when they come out with a clarification. It's one thing to say we condemn the murder, we'll investigate and no one will be spared. It's another to not talk about why the government did not know about what is clearly an obvious threat to this young singer's life, and now it's too late because he's dead.
Absolutely. Today has accessed the CCTV images before the murder in Mansa district of Punjab. Harmeet, earlier when we were speaking to singer Mika Singh, he was in fact talking about past threats as well, threats that are seemingly common in Punjab against artists, gangster threats and incidents that have happened as well where artists have come under actual attack as well. Harmeet.
You see, Polly, it's a common knowledge that so far as these big singers are concerned, they do have their own, many of them do have their own private security. And as Mika mentioned that in 2018, singer Parmesh Verma was shot at. He was shot at in his knee and he survived that attack. But if we go back in time, I remember two big singers who actually succumbed to bullets. One of them was Chamkila, who was very popular and he was all as outspoken, perhaps more outspoken in his singing than Moosewala was. He was shot dead in 1988, and then there was a singer Dilshad Akhtar. He was shot dead in 1996, and then most recently we had the case of Parmesh Verma, who was shot at and he survived that attack. So this thing that singers and entertainers, you know, in Punjabi culture, we also have seen that most of these singers, which we see today, they were quite politically active as well, in terms of when you see them, the way they mobilize the farmers. Of almost all Punjabi singers, Moosewala included, they mobilize, they lend their sportive voice to the farmer agitation. They were very open about it. They played the role of activists during that time. That said, as Shiv rightly mentioned, that you don't need some forensic analysis to determine what all happened. Prima facie, it appears to be an act of, extortion, or perhaps an act of gang rivalry. And I also mentioned there could be many other factors as well, because he was this man. He changed Punjab's music scene upside up, and he changed it completely. It was upside down. He disrupted the scene, and yes, he had his own share of rivals who were rather aggressive.